Well, welcome back to Flappy Pappy and another Tales on the Farm. And of course, my name is Alex, and we've got our little gang of rescued pappies. Of course, we're learning to farm, rescuing dogs, and cooking meals for the whole family. And of course, today we've got another little update on our Luffa gourds. Went ahead and harvested about 24 of them here. We had some freezing weather the other week, so I had to go ahead and harvest every single one of them. Ended up with about 150, 200 or so gourds. A lot of them are still very green, so I had to put them in the crawl space with a dehumidifier to try and help them to dry out without rotting. And you know, this is all a learning process for me. I've never grown these before, but this is a great example right here. This one is textbook perfect, and all of these are this pile is all of my dry, and these just need to be rinsed, and you know, this is not mold or anything like that. This is just some of the remnants, you know, because these are like a big thick zucchini. There's a lot of flesh on the inside underneath the skin that weaves in between all of these little nooks and crannies. Again, let me show you a prettier one here. This is just full of all of that flesh, and that has to dry out, and it just kind of naturally disappears. And you'll see the skin goes from green, it'll then start yellowing, and then you'll start seeing some brown spots appear, and they'll turn kind of a nice little tan color, much like these skins. This is all from all of these and all the seeds and everything else, but they turn a nice, let's get this little up into the light here, a nice tan color. And if it gets any darker than this, they may be kind of rotting or molding on you, as I discovered with a few of them. But otherwise, again, all these have to do, you just rinse them, dry them completely, and they're ready to be used. And you know, cut them to size. Likewise, as you can see in this channel here, if you were to slice this in this direction lengthwise, these fibers on the inside here are actually a little bit thicker, and you can then use them to scrub pots and things too. But on the other side, this is just good and soft, and it's great for your skin. It really helps clear up. You know, we've been using one for the last couple of weeks ourselves, and it's been wonderful. Both my wife and I and Bern we get eczema. It just happens. But we've found where we had some spots on our skin after using these for a couple of weeks, and it just simply, we use our standard, you know, bath, shower, liquid soap, whatever type works for you. Our skin is cleared. We've not had any problems since, and we're loving using this. Our skin feels softer, of course, you know, and especially getting into the winter here, you know, I've unfortunately hit the age where I have to moisturize and things like that. You know, it's very uncharacteristic for me, but whatever. It's just a necessary part of life, I guess. But these have actually been a really wonderful little addition to our routines. And so, again, we've got these guys on the first row here that have all dried pretty well. And again, they just need one final rinse. You know, because like you got little bits like this stuff can all be taken off here. That's not rot, that's not mold, that's just some of the leftover flesh that just needs to get soaked and basically rubbed off to be then ready to be used. And then these guys, these were still, of course I can't really show it on camera, but these are still a little bit moist. They're drying out. This one's getting close. Can go ahead and put that in that pile. But yeah, these are all still drying out. They need a little bit more time. This is a little bit of rot on this side, but that's what's great about these. You don't like that side, hack it off there, and the rest is still perfectly usable. And same thing here. This is not mold. This is just some of the leftover flesh, and it was still a little bit too damp, so it didn't dry out correctly. And you just kind of see the remnants of it there. All you got to do is rinse it, and you know, these are not fragile. You can squeeze them. You know, they're dry because they're not fully dry right now. It's not retaining its shape. But you can, when you're soaking these, you can really wring them out and squeeze them as hard as you like. They're not going to break. If you twist them or whatever, maybe they would. But nevertheless, it's really a remarkable structure and a remarkable plant. I'm really fascinated by this. I think these are so cool. And if you saw from the videos up on the hill where I was growing these, it's just been effortless to grow them. It's took nothing but steady watering. They love heat, which was a big win because, you know, we had a lot of days in the 90s and whatnot during the summer. And despite that, getting up early and going up there and just giving them not a lot of water. Maybe I was probably given each pair of vines, I planted them 2 side by side and separated by 8 feet. Each pair of vines I gave a half a gallon of water. I was using milk jugs because I don't have a source of water up there, so I was quite literally measuring all of my water usage in the way I was having to just fill milk jugs and wheelbarrow them up there, or in my case, with my broken foot, which I'm finally out of the boot, been having to use the pickup truck to drive them up there, but got it done. And this is a fraction of what I have in the crawl space still. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, because again, mold and rot is still possible. Many of those are very green and they're starting to dry. I can feel that they're doing okay. They're not molding anywhere on the outside that I can see, and the skin will kind of show if there's any issues going on. They will be visible. So it's, again, just a remarkably easy plant gourd to work with, and really pleased with how this has gone. And yeah, I mean, all it has been is just take a knife, slice the skin, peel the skin right off. I mean, this is just one solid piece you can see here, and I got a whole bucket full of them. These will be going to the compost pile, and there's just countless seeds in each one of these. Again, as I showed you in some of the other videos, this nice little channel right in here, that's where all the seeds reside, all the way up and down, and you just kind of bang it on the side and shake them all out. There's probably still a few in some of these, but as you cut them to whatever size you want to use them as, it's very easy to then have them cleaned out, rinse them, dry them, and they are ready to go. Just a really another wonderful way that Mother Nature takes care of us and gives us everything we actually need when you learn how to grow it. So strongly recommend for anybody. Of course, we're into winter here. This is no longer the season, but come next year, if you've got the space, it is, people kind of try to challenge what the seed packets say. Oh, I can do it closer. Oh, I can do this. With the way these vines take over, 8 feet between plant pairings. I think I did 6 inches between each plant, and then 8 feet between each pair. It was truly, I'll show you. I'll put in a clip here of what they looked like over the summer. Vines everywhere. You need the space. So, but again, I think that was. I think I had 10 or 11 vines that sprouted successfully, and of those 11, there's at least 150 gourds out of those. So if you only do 1 or 2, you may have more than enough for your needs, and have some leftovers for holiday gifting and fun things like that. It's like, hey, here's something everybody can use, and spread them around and spread the joy and spread the love. Of course, what we're always about. And I got all my little puppies out here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi, Pappy. But yeah, just wanted to share, this is the first big batch that I've had that was dry and ready to be peeled. All turned out pretty good from what it looks like. And again, we're already using one ourselves, and for the last couple of weeks, it's held up just fine. The main thing when you're using them, just like your shower poofs, they have to be able to dry out. Your petroleum-based folded web poof, they're a little less susceptible to mold and mildew if you keep them wet. These being an actual plant, they will mold and mildew much faster, so you have to make sure that when you're done using it, you're putting it somewhere in the shower that it's able to dry out between uses. And again, that's 2 weeks now we've been using it with 0 problems, and the fibers just slowly wear down and keep doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is helping, one, distribute soap, but also scrape off, dead skin, and help keep your skin healthier overall. And just in this short time, I can't say enough about how much I love these things, and with how easy they are to grow, I don't understand why this is not commonplace and why not more people are doing this. So here's me trying to encourage it, and hope everybody finds the joy and finds the love and finds the wonders of being able to grow things for yourself and be a little more self-sufficient. So as always, thank you very much for watching. We're having a great time telling all these stories and our tales on the farm and all this wonderful things with our Flappy Pappies running and growing, and well, they're crazy, let's be honest here. He's sitting calmly right now, but it doesn't last They got to run and play all day, every day, and we make sure that they get all of that they need. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't have a home. But anyway, as always, thank you so very much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.